Peace. 13 love. Okay, so I want to continue on something I was talking about. Um, not continue on what I was talking about yesterday, but I was thinking about what I said yesterday, and it led me to something else I want to speak about, and that's the masculine and feminine energies, and how these energies play out differently within the the fourth dimension and the third dimension. And now, so the way the energies play out in the third, second, and first is the same, but that is because, like I've said in previous videos, because the what we call the universe establishes itself in three realms. You know what I'm saying? Or three heavens, in a way. Well, that's another story, which how they talk about it. But um, and so because of that, the third and the fourth dimension are the bridging point between this heaven and the next. But the thing is, the only way to get into that realm and go beyond that realm and not get stuck between that bridge and this heavenly realm is by not doing it externally, but becoming more internal. So instead of expanding, well, well, how can I explain? Let's do it this way. Let's get back into the energies. So the masculine and feminine energies are normally shown in the world like feminine energy is nurturing, take caring, and all that, and the masculine energy is hard externalizing, more logical, and how he does lacks emotion. Where actuality, everything they speak about these energies are just ways those energies can play out. So in the third dimension, the feminine energy plays out different from the fourth dimension. In the third dimension, it plays out as the mother being nurturing. But that energy only derived from the energy that fell from the fourth dimension that didn't play out that way at all. In the fourth dimension, the feminine energy is what you will say, for lack of better words, um, more of a contracting energy or a selfish energy, and the masculine energy is more of a what you consider to be an expressive energy and a like receiving energy. It's actually more of the it uses it's expressing its energy, but it's using it in a receiving way instead of like down here. It expresses energy by only what it creates in the fourth dimension. The masculine energy creates by generating or nurturing certain thoughts and feelings to give it a strong enough boost to allow it to spark and push through that darkness and get into other spaces of existence. And so, from a spirit sitting in one position, seeing another spirit do that, that looks like what we see down here is like lightning shooting across the sky. Where the feminine energy would appear down here that it's maybe like it'll look when you see it when you got up close on it, it'll look like a sun or the moon in the nighttime, or it will if you see it beyond in the darkness, because remember we're in the darkness at this point. We're no longer dealing within the realm of light or the realm of the father or the realm of or the yang realm. We're back within the yin realm, which is the realm of darkness, which is the realm of the mother, and things like that. And so within both of these realms, you have the existence of both mother and father, or you have the father and the really the child and the mother and the child. We can do it like that. And one is really like a daughter that's the daughter, and then you have the father and the daughter, and you have the mother and the son. And so that's it. Kind of plays out down here in that way, where you have a lot of daddy's girls and you have a lot of mama's boys, because this is the yin and yang energy manifesting in us. Period. This is how we created a lot of things, because this is how we do things. So these are one of the actual existing lights or forms that we can interact and inhabit to create other lights and forms and spectrums to piece out the darkness, or the multitude of different other light spectrums, ideas, awarenesses, and things that we're in, that we call the universe, and the material that's derived in the universe from the creators of the universe, who are the children of all possibilities, which is the space we're in, which is they call like the triple stage darkness, which is basically saying like, nigga, we can't, God don't have nobody. We're gonna leave it at that. Ain't gonna take no further than that. But anyway, so the masculine energy, like I said, that shows you the yin and yang playing down out here. So up there, like I said, where you're playing out differently, because down there you're a bigger out there you're a bigger spirit. So to inhabit or to inhabit a certain space, you can no longer inhabit this space down here. So what tends to happen, you go into the fourth dimension, you have to be able to create your own yin and yang energy. See how I showed you how like the family plays out, but the family element down here is really organic representation of your mind, and how not just your mind but your chakras and everything, and how your spirit interacts with the chakras, and the four elements, everything. Like, this is the basis of what we are. This is the basis of what we are using as the material, as the fifth element or the living spirit, to interact, create, exit, and enter dimensions or realms or awarenesses, which is another word for spaces and all this shit. You get details, but the devil likes details. So the reason that the feminine energy, like, okay, so you might see it might look like a moon, like a full moon glowing, like an orb like thing. Or you might see it from a distance, because they're usually normal further back within the darkness. It just looks like, if the masculine energy is the lightning, then the feminine energy would be the thunder. So it'd be like the little pieces of light you see in the look kind of like firing behind the clouds. But really, that's that bubble, all those little fires, that's like little bubbles, and that's the presence of that spirit behind it. That when you get behind those clouds, you see it look like a big ass orb. But when you was outside of the clouds, you were seeing the light spectrums of rays, like the sun, coming off of a hidden something that was a little bit more distance, aka the clouds or the darkness. And so it was appearing like it was like little flashes of lightning that hadn't shot off yet, to be what we could really consider lightning. See what I'm saying? But like I said, it's really like an orb. But the only reason, and the way you get those energies there, like I said, with the masculine energy, you will have to cultivate your own internal light and use that as like a spark to project you into other spaces. The feminine energy don't move into other spaces. This is the idea of your cardinal and fixated signs. The feminine energy sits and allows other energies, other lights within the darkness to derive and come to it. This is why when you get light and frequency, light and weight become more buoyant, by default, you start to glow, because light starts to derive to you naturally, natural light. But also you can get this type of glow from when other lights, other stars, other pieces, other hues, other pieces of the spectrum that we in, that we call a rainbow spectrum, sends you energy, light, love. Light is all information, sound, all that is light. Because all that is in the physical realm. Because the light realm is the physical realm. Motherfuckers. That's why when it get dark, you see darkness and you see more stars. But the stars look like what? Little lights. But it didn't overtake the darkness. It's in the darkness, aka the spirit of the Most High came. It came unto it hovered up upon the waters. So the waters were already there, and it created, but it didn't leave. It didn't say it left the darkness, because if it left the darkness and came into the light, which is the physical realm, which is all the colors, the colors being used. The reason it's the bright light is because like the bright light it's like what you see when you get in the dark. Oh, kind of pretty much. But that light inside of it, it's a particular darkness in there too. But our darkness don't play out like the darkness you see in the sky. It plays out in many different spectrums. That's why you got trees look a certain color and a different color. Animals, you see what I'm saying? Because darkness is a collection of a whole bunch of lights. So there, the female energy plays out a selfish energy. And what she cultivates the same way I'm doing. She cultivating her energy. She's nurturing her own energy, but she's nurturing it just to inhabit her space. The reason the masculine energy is using it to launch it somewhere else because the spirits is fucked up. So that really show you like in the spiritual world, the masculine energy needs to be held up by a whole bunch of feelings, or it won't be seen. Where the feminine energy, because they're already so beautiful, they naturally have other spirits, other lights be drawn to them and uphold them. AKA in the third dimensional world, a female ain't got to do shit but be a female. Rather she ugly, fat, black, tall, skinny, albino, something wrong with her. There's some type of man that will do that's trying to get with them. Where a man, he might not, he could be the richest man. Listen, he rich man, handsome man, tallest man. If that nigga breath stink and one fine female tell all females his breath stink, he's nobody, no longer nobody. So you need in the spiritual world, you have to have the feminine energy. You got to hold up, and then like I'm saying too, you're doing this, so you got to use your feelings to uphold a thought. And once that thought keeps bending in on itself from you adding your feelings to it, it creates an idea. That idea is what you use to represent your spirit. Because your spirit don't have to see feelings. You feel feelings. Feeling, that it's a presence. Like how God's presence hovered across the waters. 13 love though. So that's the difference between, that's the yin and yang side of how energies are playing out. That's why in the spiritual world, the feminine energy is more selfish, and the masculine energy is actually more giving because it's more willing to receive. That's why it's shooting to these other awarenesses, because it don't have the right feelings. But in totality, like I said, we're in the darkness. So in totality, all of this is the feminine energies. But that's showing you how the universe is even trying to show you that teamwork make the dream work. We have to work together. We're assisting each other. And this is a good realm that shows you a great example of that. So these energies may play out a certain way down here on Earth, but it plays out differently in the spiritual world. So what you're seeing out here and you thinking is lightning, is not the same lightning that we are talking about when we're talking esoterically and metaphysically, spiritually. It's not, that's what you're calling magnetism down here is not the same magnetism that we're talking about when we're talking about laws of attraction and chi, magnetism and energy. And shit like that. What it is something like what I'm talking about. Which is why you had a lot of nations like Moors go from just being Moors to Moor-ish, or being a Jewel to Jew-ish, or being a Muslim, from being a Muslim, which is like a mausoleum, to a Muslim, because they like what the original who created the idea of what they're using to construct a religion that was really your spiritual system of understanding thy own self, body, mind, and spirit to be able to navigate and get the fuck up out of here. It's like that, but it's not that. I'm that. 13 love. Rise up, fly, sit you like the nines. I'm out.